Hello and Assalamu alaikum to all. I am Asim Malik from Pakistan Consulate. I'm working here as consul. Thanks for joining us today in the webinar on esports and VGaming, bringing Hong Kong and Pakistan in the game with a view to establish linkages between the gaming industries of both the regions. To set the pace of the webinar, we will now play a short video. There you go, please.
The esports has gone up like a rocket, boom, straight up. And the money that's coming in now is insane.
Six-figure salary in the spotlight, on stage, and some of them are just wholly unprepared.
Esports has a huge fan base that pack arenas to watch their favorite players go head-to-head. It's become a business that pioneers of competitive gaming could not have imagined only decades ago.
For decades, Tekken has been dominated by only two countries, Japan and South Korea. So when a young Pakistani man left his homeland to take on the best players in the world, no one saw it coming.
This year has been so crazy.
Pakistan had secretly been in love with the game of Tekken. And unbeknownst to the rest of the world, he made history and single-handedly put Pakistan on the esports map, became a champion, and paved the way for his countrymen to conquer the world.
Things are happening in Tekken right now, which are just formidable. We all know the story of Arslan Ash, double champion at EVO, took it in Japan, took it in Las Vegas. But then, this past weekend, out of nowhere, another name comes out of Pakistan, defeats Knee, resets the bracket in the grand finals of that tournament, beats him, vanquishes one of the best Tekken players out there. His name is Awais Honey.
Nobody knew just how good Pakistan was as a region. Arslan Ash shows up at EVO and he wins, and everybody's like, okay, this Arslan Ash guy's pretty good. It's, you know, it's a big win. That's pretty wild. And then he's like, you guys haven't seen all the people I play with back home. Has Pakistan been the best region in Tekken forever?
It was in his native country of Pakistan, when he was only 8 years old, that Syed Sumail Hassan had his first encounter with Dota. From that point on, he was determined to become the best. He's the youngest millionaire in the history of esports, and arguably the single greatest Dota player of all time. 4 days before his 16th birthday, Sumail had won the third largest tournament in the history of esports. People were already starting to consider him the best mid laner in the world. Sumail became the youngest player ever to win a TI. He'd been a professional player for 9 months and was already the youngest millionaire in the history of esports and the 6th highest earning player of all time. Sumail hadn't just reached the top, he'd done it faster than anyone thought possible.
Wondertree is basically an e-learning platform, and we're developing educational and therapeutic games, specially designed for special children for their development and growth.
It all started with मेरा बड़ा भाई है, so he's the one with special needs. मैंने अपने भाई को देखा कि वो प्ले स्टेशन के ऊपर गेम खेल रहा है। आई थॉट कि अगर मेरा भाई इस टाइप की गेम्स खेल सकता है तो क्यों ना हम लोग कुछ मैजिक इफेक्ट्स लेकर आते हैं कि जिसमें ऐसे बच्चे कुछ और इंटरेक्ट हो जाए।
This is something that makes us proud as Pakistanis as well.
You slice fruit, lots of it, and fast. The game is a global phenomenon, and it was born here in Pakistan's Lahore. Its creators, who launched their startup just 3 years ago, are exceptionally proud.
Fruit Ninja is downloaded almost 500 million times till today. And Jetpack Joyride has won many awards, including the Apple Design Award, Pocket Gamer Award.
Could Pakistan's Punjab province be the next Silicon Valley? Computer game studios are flourishing here, and they aren't just programming games conceived overseas. They're creating and testing their own, made in Pakistan. This is a brand new sector that employs almost 25,000 people, men and women. The star of this Islamabad-based company is a game for smartphones called Dream Chaser.
The costs associated with developing a game are definitely very low compared to the West, so that's an advantage.
Like many video game programmers, Murad studied in California, but it's here in Lahore that he chose to set up his company. With an IT sector now worth an estimated $2.8 billion, these new programmers could be changing the face of Pakistan's economy.
Hi, my name is Sadia Bashir and I'm the founder of Consulate Games Academy, which is Pakistan's first games academy. I graduated from computer science with the dream of becoming a game developer. The industry is progressing to bring newer technologies like robotics, VR and mixed reality into educational games, architecture, medicine and more. Consulate Games Academy, we provide collaborative learning experience. We do not only provide technical skills but also soft skills.
I would now like to invite Consul General of Pakistan, His Excellency Mr. Bilal Ahmed Bhatt, for his welcome remarks. Sir, please.
Thank you, Asim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Consulate General of Pakistan in Hong Kong, I formally welcome all dear colleagues attending the first ever webinar on esports and VGaming, which is an effort to connect Pakistani game developers, players, and innovators with their counterparts in Hong Kong. And not only in Hong Kong, but to the rest of the world. I'm especially indebted to His Excellency Mr. Moinul Haq, Ambassador of Pakistan to China, whose patronage and backing enabled active coordination with the local companies. He has been instrumental in providing us all kind of support. I also extend my profound gratitude to Mr. Saleh Ahmed Faruqi, Secretary Commerce, for his enduring support towards every initiative. Whenever we take any initiative, he always supports it where he sees the potential for enhancing exports of Pakistan. And for this particular webinar, Mr. Shoaib Ahmed Siddiqui, Worthy Secretary IT, and his team at Pakistan Software Export Board, they have been instrumental in connecting us with the Pakistani companies. I am really thankful to him and his team for their support. Now I would invite His Excellency Mr. Moinul Haq, Ambassador of Pakistan to China, to give his valuable comments and permission to formally begin the webinar. Sir.
Thank you, Bilal. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like first of all like to welcome all the senior officials from Pakistan. I understand Secretary IT, Mr. Shoaib Ahmed Siddiqui, and the Special Secretary from Commerce, Mr. Suhail Rajput, and as well as the MD of Pakistan Export of Software Export Board, Mr. Usman Nasir, joining us from Islamabad, and as well as all our friends and representative of companies from Hong Kong. I would like to welcome you all to this first ever event organized by our Consulate General in Hong Kong. So I would like to first of all take this opportunity to appreciate the initiative taken by our Consul General Bilal Ahmed Butt for organizing this event on a very important and topical theme and emerging theme. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, that technology has brought profound changes to our lives. It has become a driver for socio-economic development. Our way of life, our way of work.
Sir, your mic has gone to mute. If you can, please.
I start again from the beginning.
No, sir, it's okay. You can just start after thanking the consultants.
Okay, as I was mentioning, that technology has brought profound changes to our lives. It has impacted the way we live, the way we work, our education systems, entertainment, and sports have all been impacted by this evolution and the fast-changing developments in the technological world. In this digital age, we talk about e-government, e-commerce, and now we are talking about e-sports as well. So these advances in the technological world has also have a transformational impact on the sporting world. Earlier, we, of course, when I was young we were growing, we thought video games were only associated with PlayStations or Xbox. I have seen my children playing these video games. But now with the rise of the smartphones and the social media platforms, altogether a new dimension has been given to this field. And as we saw in the video as well. In the sporting world panorama, this digital platform is running parallel to the physical world also, to the physical sports. E-sport has now become a buzzword. It has become organized, it has become competitive, and it has gone international. Earlier, the leading countries, today, of course, the leading countries are United States, some of the European countries, South Korea. But now today, China has become one of the largest market for e-sport, and it has recognized the e-sport as a real sport, and there are hundreds of thousands of e-sportsmen have been registered here as professionals. In recent years, as mentioned by Consul General also, and also shown in the video just played, that this sports is becoming very popular in Pakistan as well. Recently, Pakistan secured 11th position in global esports earnings, thanks to our very young and avid Pakistani gamers like Sumail, which we saw in the video, who has become one of the youngest millionaires. And our Minister of IT, Mr. Fawad Hussain, has also announced that in March this year, we are going to organize a national tournament in Pakistan. That will be the first such event. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan, as you know, is the 6th largest country in terms of population, and our demographic are very good for us, as the 60% of our population are young, and with a median age of around 23 years, which is an ideal age to capitalize the possibilities offered by e-sports sector. Pakistani youth is very talented and involved in software development, including in gaming industry, as we saw in this wonderful video, showed the talent of Pakistani softwares, gamers, who are making wonderful new games, which are becoming very popular in the world. Pakistani software export is on the rise. I'm sure that later in the seminar, more figures and statistics will be given about this. But I think recently I read that they have almost this year they have touched $1 billion, and with the potential to be doubled and tripled in the coming years. I think Pakistan and China could have many opportunities of useful collaboration in development of esports. One thing I would like to mention here, that while we consider this cooperation in this very exciting area, we need to be mindful of challenges associated with this new form of sports. As esports is becoming popular and it is globalized, this phenomena, there is a need for code of conduct. There is a need of developing rules, agreed rules and regulations for international competitions. Secondly, we should also address social issues and health risks associated with this game, as a lot of the screen time is involved. So there need to be more awareness about the issues, and there should need to be a consensus as we address them. But definitely there are so many opportunities for our young software engineers and to collaborate between our two countries. So I sincerely hope that this event of connecting gaming industry of Hong Kong, SAR of China and Pakistan would enhance mutual interaction and win-win cooperation between our two countries. I once again thank you, Bilal, for your wonderful initiative and inviting so many friends from Pakistan and China and Hong Kong. So we will be very, very happy to see and learn from their experiences and their advice and their guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, His Excellency, Mr. Moinul Haq, for your sharing experience about the gaming industry in China. We are honored to have Special Secretary Commerce with us, Dr. Mohammad Sohail Rajput. I welcome you, sir, to deliver your remarks, please. Thank you, sir. I think Mr. Sohail Rajput is not currently in the meeting. So may I please now request Secretary Information Technology, Mr. Shoaib Ahmed Siddiqui, to give us an overview of the situation of gaming industry in Pakistan, please.
One minute, please. Good afternoon to our friends in China, Hong Kong, and elsewhere who are connected online and who are advanced in time. Good morning to them. It's a pleasure to see Excellency Moinul Haq. It's a pleasure to see the Excellency Mr. Moinul Haq, who I met when he was ambassador in France. I appreciate the efforts of Bilal, Consul General, for organizing this webinar, this interaction, which would bring the countries together. The world, and in particular Pakistan, is a youth rich population. The youth is the future, is the segment of our society who has all the energy and they need to be taken care of and engaged in healthy activities for promoting world peace order and good business development and contribute to socio-economic development. Pakistan is a leading IT sector industry with a lot of private sector industries with robust growth in exports despite COVID challenges. The export trajectory of Pakistani IT is, mashallah, with the blessings of Almighty, growing and growing, and we look forward to enhance our growth targets in the IT exports. Over 6,000 Pakistan-based IT companies are providing IT products and services. Many startups are there, animations, innovations are taking place, and very fantastic and exciting innovations are being done, which are providing a lot of opportunities for industry to build upon those innovations and also to take benefit out of it for the world prosperity. As far as gaming and esports industry is concerned, gaming industry of Pakistan is a hidden talent. As the digital era is advancing vastly, the youth is more and more getting aligned to it. And our youth are quite familiar with the gaming technology and taking a lot of interest in that. There are about 50 plus gaming studios with 5,000 professionals in Pakistani gaming studios, and they're generating around $40 million approximately. One Pakistani gaming studio is acquired by Unreal for around 100 million US dollars. The first ever commercialized video game, Cricket Revolution, was developed by a Lahore-based startup, Mindstorm Studios. The game also holds the title to be official online gamer for the Cricket World Cup 2011. Similarly, Dream Chaser was developed. Another company, Caramel Tech, has been creating their own game for mobile phones and Facebook for their interaction with big names such as Kavam and Heartbreak Studios to develop mega hits like Fruit Ninja, Jetpack, Joyride, and Stick Sports series. Mr. Zafar Ali is the first Pakistani to have won an Oscar for Best Visual Effects in 2008 as part of the team that executed the brilliant sequences in The Golden Compass. He earned his second Academy Award for the movie Life of Pi. Then his third and second consecutive Oscar win was for the animated flick Frozen. Nawera Masood is a software engineer, and she is working on visual effects on most popular Hollywood films like A Christmas Carol, Thor, Transformers 3, and Jack the Giant Slayer. Lare Vata, daughter of Ataullah Khan Isa Khelvi, a famous singer. She began her career in Hollywood as Pakistan's youngest and exceptional VFX artist at the age of 19. Her work featured in popular movies such as 10,000 BC, The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince of Persia, Godzilla, and X-Men, Days of Future. Muqeem Khan, another Pakistani, to work in the Hollywood industry for visual effects in 1996. Pakistan IT sector is currently exporting $1 million to Hong Kong-based entities, and there is significant potential to enhance IT trade between Hong Kong-based entities and Pakistan. The government has tax exemption policies, repatriation of profit schemes, and a lot of opportunity for investment in the country. The Prime Minister is leading the IT vision of the country. The President is himself very much involved in this work, and the Minister of IT is always busy in promoting IT growth as well as IT mutual interaction. We're holding a lot of, due to COVID, webinars with various countries. Our foreign ministry is very much helping us and the commercial counselors, Ministry of Commerce, in engaging the world trade bodies, world companies, world industry with Pakistan. Let me tell you before I conclude that this is an investment heaven to earn profits because we are a great consumer market, big population dominated by 60% youth, around 50% plus female population. So a great exciting opportunity for interaction, for investment, for industries all across the world. And Hong Kong and China, you know, we are very much aligned to them. We would like and love them through this webinar, encourage them to come and see, to come and invest. And let me tell you, when you come and see and when you invest, you will really have the taste of good dividends and good profits. Let me again congratulate Bilal, his team, the Excellency Mr. Muinul Haq, who has been a very vibrant ambassador wherever he goes, and all those who are associated with this event, and my best wishes and greetings on the start of the new year to all those who are connected with the moment. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. That was really enlightening. Joining us to share more about gaming industry in Pakistan is Managing Director, Pakistan Software Export Board, Mr. Usman Nasser. It's your time now, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Asim Malik. And thank you, Excellency, Mr. Uh, Mr. Haq, and my fellow team members. I'm grateful for Secretary IT to provide us this opportunity. Now, today we be more focusing towards game development opportunity in Pakistan. So, as Mr. Secretary, Honorable Mr. Secretary has pointed out, we have roughly 25 to 40 companies working in game development in Pakistan right now. We're employing somewhere around 3,000 to 5,000 workers in this domain. The important element is that the industry is at ground floor level in Pakistan right now as far as game development is concerned, and it has the potential of moving above and beyond. So as far as my discussions with the industry and our estimation and our forecasting, the industry can double its size every year. With partnership, given the partnerships are done internationally, and we look towards Hong Kong and its gaming culture to try and come to Pakistan and see the advantage here. One of the advantages that I can tell you is a very cost-effective HR. And you've seen the games that the Pakistani developers are working on. One of the examples, as Honorable Secretary has pointed out, is one company, Quixel, has been acquired by Unreal Studio, and the company which owns Unreal Studio for $100 million. Now, the interesting bit is you can train a game developer in 4 months' time for as low as $800 of investment, and right now, currently, the industry has a demand of somewhere around 300 people every year. What the industry believe is there are a couple of things that if we can partner with our international friends, especially in Hong Kong, in terms of partnership, in terms of getting a render studio, a render farm of 50 nodes or more would cost somewhere around $350,000 to be established in Pakistan, along with the 50 kilowatt of solar farm. So there is a potential of investment here for $300,000, $350,000. Between that amount, you can establish a render farm in Pakistan, and we can have multiple. I believe we can consume up to 3 immediately render farms in the country. So there's an investment potential there. Number 2 is partnership in terms of training the Pakistani game developers. That's the second opportunity. And coming and acquiring a stake in Pakistan game companies. And if you start at the ground floor level, you never know, the next acquisition for another $100 million would come with your involvement. So these are the important things that we can do in Pakistan with our partners, with our friends in Hong Kong, in other region. As far as the events is concerned, Pakistan Software Export Board would be willing and looking forward to take part in the esports events and help our gaming industry get the exposure. As well as game development events. So right now we are working with the game industry, with all those 40 companies, and we are trying to, they are actually helping us in identifying the right events that they want to go and project themselves. Additionally, we are looking towards getting partnership in terms of joint game development. So if you have a game development company, you can hire from Pakistan. You can do staff augmentation from Pakistan, and compared to regional countries, our regional competitors, you'll find the HR a bit more cost effective. You'll find government policies in terms of 100% equity ownership in an IT export business. You will find tax holiday for exports until 2024. Similarly, you'll find tax holidays for investment into an IT company, acquisition into an IT company. Moreover, you'll find 100% repatriation of profit, 100% repatriation of your capital. That's also one of the incentives in Pakistan. And while PSEB is working towards developing game studios and game training centers in partnership with the universities, you can find a partnership opportunity there as well. So I believe the opportunity is immense. It is evident. It is evolving. Anybody who would like to come and partner with the Pakistani game companies is absolutely welcome to do so. PSEB would do all in its efforts to help our friends and partners from Hong Kong and China to explore the Pakistan game industry. Thank you. Thank you, Asa.
Thank you very much, sir. That was really valuable input. Next speaker is Mr. Burkan Said, Chairman, Pakistan Software Houses Association. There you go, sir. I think Mr. Burkan Said is not currently in the meeting. So can I have the opportunity to invite the first speaker from Hong Kong, Mr. Terence. He's a senior manager in Hong Kong cyberspace.
Hi, Asim. This is Talha from Pasha. There was some issue at Burkan's end. He's joining back in a minute or so.
Okay, maybe he'll be the next speaker then. So can I please now invite Mr. Terence from Cyberport Hong Kong? Floor is yours, sir.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm Terence from Cyberport. Thanks for giving me the chance to briefly talk about the development of esports in Hong Kong. So maybe I share my slide with you first. All right, let me briefly introduce Cyberport to you. Cyberport is actually a government-private company formed about 20 years ago to foster the digital technology development in Hong Kong. We are actually a unique digital park and also a digital tech incubator here. All right, for eSport in Hong Kong, I can say that Hong Kong eSport has government policy support. Back in 2017, the Hong Kong government kickstarted eSport by asking Cyberport to conduct a study of the potentials of eSport in Hong Kong. And in 2018, the government allocated 100 million Hong Kong dollar to Cyberport to promote eSport development. In 2019, Cyberport made use of part of the funding to build and launch a dedicated eSport venue at Cyberport. To develop this industry at the infancy stage, we have three strategic focuses. We drive and also support competitions in terms of higher frequencies and more impactful events, and making eSport a mainstream sport here. We also promote the application and innovation of technology behind eSports and gaming. We also facilitate career development in terms of profession and entrepreneurship. Cyberport provides different funding support to the industry. We have the eSport Industry Facilitation Scheme. It provides cash and non-cash grants to industry players in order to organize competitions and events, or to conduct talent cultivation and training activities, and to join exchange and development activities outside Hong Kong, such as exhibitions, delegation trips. The eSport Internship Scheme provides financial assistance to employers to hire talents as their interns. If anyone wants to get a taste of startup or entrepreneurship, they can join our microfund program or incubation program with seed funding and cash grant. We have been nurturing different types of eSport gaming related entrepreneurs, such as content and technology providers, platform providers, content and talent management, etc. With our funding support, we expect the industry players can bring in international eSport events to Hong Kong audience, eSport lovers, similar as other mega sport events or entertainment shows. These actually are the events hosted in Hong Kong in the past few years, such as the Hong Kong eSport and Music Festival, League of Legends International College Cup. Cyberport made use of the government funding to build and design a dedicated eSport venue for the industry to use. We actually converted the atrium of our shopping mall into an eSport venues. This venue offers professional-grade equipment and facilities. In terms of high-speed network, actually it's 5G ready, AV system, stage and lighting effects, live streaming system, something like that. That can greatly save the cost, time, and manpower of the eSport organizers. We also encourage and support local institutions to organize more qualified education and training programs for the students, for the young people here. For example, the Hong Kong University School of Professional and Continuing Education offers part-time and also full-time diploma programs. There's the Open University of Hong Kong. It offers bachelor degree programs. And our funding also supports the programs in terms of scholarship for the qualified students. As said, we also provide cash subsidies to the employers to arrange internship for the talents. We organize an annual industry forum. We call it Digital Entertainment Leadership Forum, DELF. This is one of the flagship events in the region for the digital entertainment industry. In the past 2 years, we have put our focus more on eSport actually. DELF is an unparalleled platform to better understand the value chain of this blooming sector. We connect key stakeholders in the field and also unlock infinite business opportunities. We just did our DELF 2020 3 weeks ago. We successfully had over 60 plus speakers from, we have audience from 30 plus regions, countries. We attracted over 500,000 views for the conference and also the matches. We look forward to 2021 and 2022. We actually want to put our focus more on launching local leagues and tournaments in a more regulated manner, because we know that it is crucial and also essential for the industry development. Our resources will be put on this much more. We also will focus more on collegiate eSport development. For example, we will work with the Association of Pacific Rim Universities to run a fellowship program, which offers internship, job placement, hackathons, pitching competitions, and industry networking. The focus is to offer ethical leadership, industry connections, and also community building, design thinking, entrepreneurship, and cultural awareness for this program. We'll also support more high school eSport events, competitions to make eSport hotter and hotter among the youth. I think time is running short. Let me complete my presentation here. Thanks for listening to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terence. That was really nice. Can I please now re-invite Mr. Burkan Said, the chairman of Pakistan Software Houses Association, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Asim, for inviting me to this forum. It's a pleasure for me to be presenting here and talk. I will be mainly talking about the IT industry and the gaming companies that we have. This is a sector that we still support. I would like to tell the audience that we are an industry that is not only thriving, not only in the gaming sector, but we have great companies who are doing some great work in gaming. Like the Honorable IT Secretary mentioned, that we have recently one of the big companies, IT companies, which was acquired recently for $100 million. We have other companies like Caramel Tech, which have made games like Fruit Ninja and some popular games in the world. So it is an honor here to be presenting and talking about our gaming industry and our overall IT industry. So if you'd allow me, I would like to share a small presentation talking about our local IT industry. So some of the numbers at a glance: we have a total population of around 220 million. We have a large young population, 66% of our 50% under 25 years, which is definitely very relevant for the e-gaming industry. We have 49% English speaking people. We have around 25,000. This is an old figure, but we have around 23,000 IT graduates coming out each year into the industry. And we have around 165 million cell phone users, with 76 million smartphone users. And a large population is now, because we are moving fast toward 4G, a large population of young people is now connected to high-speed internet in Pakistan. Some of the highlights from the IT industry: we have around 2.5 billion US dollar exports in the IT industry. We have around 100 plus investment deals in the last 4 years, local and international, and more than around 7,000 plus IT companies. There is a big group of IT companies which are producing gaming apps, as well as they are producing gaming content for the industry. And we are expecting that the IT industry will double in around the next 3 to 4 years. Overall, we have around 300,000 IT professionals, and we have the fourth largest freelancing population. We have e-commerce, which is crossing around US dollar $1.5 billion annually. So again, some of the companies that we are working in, among these, the notable ones are Quicksell, which is a startup that has created the largest asset library of assets for video game recently, which was acquired by Epic Games. Epic Games is now interested and working closely with Quicksell to expand rapidly in Pakistan. So these are some of the success stories that I would like to share. We are also encouraging the esports gaming industry. We recently invited the Tekken winner to our Pasha ICT Awards, and we are encouraging the players in this industry. We believe this is a healthy activity, and I think these professionals, like our colleague at Cyberport, who presented that they are working on scholarships and they are working on events. We are also looking forward to promote this industry in Pakistan and encourage our professionals to not only take part in the gaming industry in the competitions, and also we wish that a game from Pakistan is developed which is used by the esports professionals. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for Mrs. Saeed, your remarkable and informative speech. Now, may I have the honor to invite Mr. Dixon Wu from Esports Association Hong Kong Council. Mr. Dixon, please.
Hi, everyone. Friends from Pakistan and friends locally in Hong Kong. It is my pleasure to be representing the Esports Association Hong Kong to say hello to everyone. And well, first of all, Happy New Year. We have been an association in Hong Kong established for 4 years now. And we are the role to basically communicate with local organizations such as, for example, the Cyberport that we closely work with, and most importantly, the government on helping growing the industry. For example, policies, we involve in helping the government to make policies that would support and strive the industry, as we have started quite late, to be frankly, in the region. As Terence has just presented, Hong Kong has officially, the government has officially started in supporting esports in 2017, let's say, which made esports becoming a household term, finally, that everyone is talking about. And for our role, for example, we do help the government to do a lot of things. For example, to basically be the communication towards the outside of other tournaments and organizations. We have helped to actually make something that we are still very proud of, which is to have an exemption for opening esports stadiums in Hong Kong, because the law here about esports stadiums is clashing with the laws of, let's say, arcade game centers, which makes it a bit difficult for people that wants to run esports stadiums and venues in Hong Kong. And we have successfully made an exemption for that to make businesses and organizations wanting to open stadiums much more easier and not fall into any legal traps, let's say. And we also helped to select the teams to represent Hong Kong in the last Asian Games. Although it's not a medal event yet, but it will be in the next Asian Games that is happening in Chengdu. So that is a few things that we have achieved throughout the years. And coming up, we still have the Super League, the Esports Super League, locally in Hong Kong. And we will also be hosting in 2022 gay games. And also that would also be, should be done in Cyberport, actually. And we also are helping with education. So for myself, I am actually one of the instructors for the eSport courses. So we previously supported that in Hong Kong U Space, and now we are working more closely with Open University, which lately they have renamed themselves the Metropolitan University. And so, for example, myself, I am responsible for teaching the history and the culture of competitive gaming. So as a culture, as before, you know, the esports industry has really started to become in shape of what it is now. It is really just the competitive scene that is going around for video games. And yeah, so that is a few things that we are doing, and we really hope through this meeting to reach out to all our friends in Pakistan. It doesn't matter if you're into tech or gaming industries. I mean, esports is a combination of all of that. And you know, for me personally, I've always been a big fan, actually, of esports players in Pakistan. I'm sure you are aware of someone called Arslan Ash, for example. You know, for me personally, I host a lot of fighting game tournaments, and Arslan has shared such a viral and such a passionate story of how he went and won, you know, 2 EVO champions at the same time. And lately he has been sponsored by Red Bull, finally. Before he was actually sponsored by a team called V Slash, which is actually a personal friend of ours. When we were hosting a few fighting game tournaments, we actually met a lot of very talented Pakistani players. So, you know, we as Esports Association Hong Kong, we look forward to working with more friends from Pakistan. And if you have any questions or ideas for things that we can do in Hong Kong, please reach out to us. We would be happy to communicate with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dixon. And it's such a remarkable speech. And I think like a Pakistani company or their interest in it, and maybe they will come to you. Okay, thank you so much. And now may I invite Ryan and Sam So they're CEO and co-founder of Cyber Game Arena, and the other one, Sam, is a game manager of Taiwan and co-founder of Cyber Game Arena. So may I pass the stage to Ryan and Sam, please?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for your time to join this webinar. Let me share something about our company because Dixon and Terence already share about the industry and about the government side. So Cyber Games Arena is an esports company in Hong Kong and Taiwan, and we have built plans and solutions for the industry. The first of all is CGA, which is an esports tournament and event organizer, and other ones CGA Esports Stadium, which is the biggest stadium, all-in-one festival stadium in Hong Kong. I will explain more in later slides. And also, we have our own online and offline tournament platform versus Arena, and also we have some marketing solution for gaming and esports industry. So for Cyber Games Arena, we host a lot of different level event since 2012. We host from the mega event to the local event. We also hold a lot of official tournament for different leveling, and the latest one we just get the official partnership with Wyatt, Southeast Asia. We will host the official tournament for Wild Rift in Taiwan for in this year. And also, we are the contractor of the biggest event in Hong Kong, which is Esports and Music Festival Hong Kong, from since 2017 to 2019, which is hosted in the first year in Hong Kong Coliseum, and the second and first years is in the Convention Center. We host few international tournament, including the live streaming, the proposal of the event concept, the player management, and also the stage production. Actually, everything we do for Esports and Music Festival. Yeah. So we do PUBG International Tournament before CSGO International Tournament, and also Terence has shown in their PowerPoint before have a LICC International College Cup. And also we organize our own IP Esports Festival in Hong Kong since 2015. Which is all-in-one festival. We have some experience on, we have a different local tournament, and a festival in 4 days for every year. And also we help the AESF to do the regional qualification in Hong Kong for South Asia, including Team Hong Kong, Macau, Taipei, Japan, and Korea for the qualification for Jakarta Asian Games. And also we host Capcom Pro Tour for a few years. Yeah, and CSGO, yeah. So next one is our stadium. We create the first esports stadium in Hong Kong, which is around 25,000 square feet in Hong Kong, Mong. And also we host a lot of event into the stadium, including training center, academy, and also we have a store before in the stadium. Yeah. So we have 2 floors in the stadium. The first one is esports stadium and a cafe. The basement we have a esports stage, and also we have VR. Here is some photo. We have 150 professional gaming PC for training and also for daily entertainment or enjoyment on gaming and esports here. And also we have a live streaming room, different live streaming room in the stadium. And we have a eSport cafe. We'll partnership with different device and also different games. And we have an eSport flagship store before. And here is the stage with professional live streaming and the equipment and the VR zone. And also we have a lot of games related program and event we'll host into our stadium. There's some showcase for different mobile games. Yeah. The first one, we have our own tournament system versus Arena, which is we use this platform to host all of our tournament from now, which is supporting Hong Kong, Taiwan, and few SCA market. And we do this for all online collaboration, and also have some integration with different games with APIs, and also for team to also a social platform for team to create their profile, their team page, and link up with different teammates here. And also one of our platform for connecting with our gamers. Yeah. So this platform, we host a lot of different events. And the final one, we have worked with a lot of massive brands, something like Coca-Cola. We help them to do a wet summer event, including some decoration and event happening in our stadium in summer. And also we have a KOL tournament for Coca-Cola and EEG. Yes. And also another brand, Vita. We provide a full marketing solution for Vita, and including the gaming related program and some KOL posts and some marketing campaign, and also the exhibition. Yes, the last one is also an energy drink. I just bring out some showcase. For next step, we will step into Southeast Asia, mainly focus to publish our platform in Southeast Asia, and also we will host different Asia event in Southeast Asia. So we also welcome to cooperate with Pakistan, and also if have anything we can help in Hong Kong, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Sam. So thank you for preparing that such informative and such like interesting presentation for us. And now may I invite Dr. Lam, Associate Head of College of Life Sciences and Technology from Hong Kong University Space. And Dr. Lam, please.
Hi, everyone. So could you hear me?
Yes. Please
yes.
continue.
Okay. So sorry, I would like to share my presentation file. A moment, please. Okay, so so I believe you could see my presentation file. So thanks very much for the opportunity to our team. So we are from the University of Hong Kong. So we are the School of Professional and Continuing Education, Hong Kong U Space in brief. So it's good that to meet some friends through this online platform, including the Dixon and Terrence. So we have a collaboration on the esports education for some time already. So it's just a very brief introduction of our school. So we are from the University of Hong Kong. So we have a very good ranking worldwide and also Asia. So in Asia, in total, our university ranked the 3rd in Asia and also 35 worldwide. So our vision or the department of the vision of our department is to provide a lifelong learning opportunity of a better futures. So because we are from the institution, an academic institution, so for the esports program, at the beginning, it's quite strange that some people question why we offer the esports training program. We like to emphasize that we are not training the players, professional players, because it's a very niche area. So what we are doing is on the peripheral knowledge and skills required for the esports events. So for the esports events, so as mentioned by Terence before, so we have tried at the beginning, we try to establish the industry connections first, because this industry is rapidly growing and is very niche. So therefore, Cyberport and other esports companies from some of the Southeast Asia countries, we established a partnership since 2018. So the mission for us is to promote the esports culture and a well-structured esports education to nurture the local talents for this rapidly growing industry. So our strategy is to promote a positive image of esports to the public. So honestly speaking, Hong Kong, some of the parents and also the school teachers in Hong Kong, they are still very conservative on the esports, because they just misunderstand that esports is just playing the TV games. But actually, we all know that this is a rapidly growing digital entertainment industry. So we hope that through our training programs, we promote a positive image of esports to the Hong Kong public. And our program curriculum is career-oriented, and also we collaborate with industry, as mentioned, Cyberport and more of the companies from Hong Kong and also Southeast Asia. So here is our training scope. So the red cross mark in the middle is actually is the esports team players. So as mentioned at the beginning, we are from the academic institution and we are not a professional in playing the game. So that's why we are not positioning ourselves to be a coach or to train the professional players, but rather the peripherals, the talents required by the peripheral of the esports industry are our target students, including the entrepreneurship of esports, about the financial strategy, esports ecosystem, business startup, something like that, okay? The other area is on the technology. So we all know that esports, we must have some kind of online streaming broadcasting. So the software and hardware development required by the esports, this is another area of our trainings. The third one is the event planning. So esports is about an event, okay? So about the event planning, management, and marketing, this is another area of our training. So currently, we have several programs being offered. Those are highlighted in the yellow colors. So the programs cover different aspects of the esports, as mentioned, include the technology side, event planning side, and the ethical and law side, regulatory side. So we see that our program is actually all registered under the Hong Kong government system. So they are all recognized by the Hong Kong government. So we want to make our programs very official and well structured, and then give the confidence to the parents and teachers that to let their children to study esports program if they are really interested in. And the last slide is that we know that esports is a very niche market industry. So we just not teach the student in the classroom, but we have arrange a lot of practical exercise or practicum for our students. So that's why we established our esports stadium early this year. Oh, sorry, in 2020, should be in 2020, so that our students on one hand could learn the theory or theoretical knowledge of esports, but on the other hand, they have a stadium for them to practice the knowledge they learn from the class. So this is a very brief introduction of the esports program we are now offering to the market. So thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Lam, for giving us such an insight about how Hong Kong institutions are offering and running about esports program. So now, may I invite Mr. Alex Tang, the sports psychologist and senior manager, Academy Division from ER Esports Limited. Mr. Alex, please.
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Cheers. Let me share the screen first. Sorry, one sec. Right. Can you all see the PDF that I've shared?
Yes.
Right. Good afternoon, and I'm Alex from EIE Sports Academy, and I'm also a sports psychologist that I coach different players from different sports. Now, of course, I focus mainly in helping esports athletes and esports students in Hong Kong. So what do we do as EIE Sports Academy? I think we are the first one who get endorsed by Training Qualifications UK, which is endorsed by the OFCO in the United Kingdom, which we have developed a diploma. I think it's a level 3 diploma in sports psychology in esports with TQUK, and also we are also endorsed, supported by Cyberport. I think we have 8 courses that we are sponsored by Cyberport. That's what we do for our course. And partners wise, we have 2 directions of partner. The first directions is we have partner from different sports associations, such as SCAA, South China Athletic Associations, which we base there as well. We have our esports center there in South China Athletic Associations, which is the most traditional sports associations in Hong Kong. We also work with different sports associations, such as Hong Kong Baseball Associations and recently Hong Kong Football Associations. Also, we have different partners with different schools and NGOs. Here are a few examples, such as the Richmond Fellowships of Hong Kong. Recently, we are also carrying out different courses with Hong Kong Baptist University recently. And that's the list of the course. So what do? We do courses with our partners. We carry out different workshops. We set up different esports corners for different NGOs and do different workshops with them. Also, we develop different qualified, certified courses with different organizations, such as mentioned before, the Training Qualifications of UK. And we also work with different ELB courses. We are developing with QF level 2 esports courses, as well as some different courses with SCAA as well as HAPC. That's what we do recently. And our esports academy, we focus on promoting different concepts, the correct concepts of esports. We hope that we can educate the public about understanding the esports, having the positive impact of esports in terms of physical and especially the mental health part of the esports. So we help our students, we understand the professional skills. That's why we have different teams, especially one of the team we have who has participated in the Asian game before. So we have our coaching teams working along with myself as a sports psychologist in esports team. So we hope to really promote the correct esports value to parents, to NGOs, to schools. That's a few pictures of us doing different workshops with different schools and children. So how can we help? Actually, we always look to we help students to have the self-development, as well as we do different courses, so we teach them different knowledge in terms of esports. We also hope to through the lessons, we hope to teach them life skills as well, such as discipline, such as concentrations. That's what we do. That's what we hope. And also, we offer different job opportunities to our students. Few of our colleagues actually they were our students, and we actually recruit the top students that we teach, and hopefully we can create the chance in the industry and for the industry. And hopefully that if there's anything, any NGOs, any associations want to develop in terms of esports courses or esports coaching, please feel free to contact us or contact myself in terms of further collaborations. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for giving us such informative information for us to know what really esports program are really doing. So now may I invite Mr. Paddy McCam, the CEO of Capsule. So Mr. Paddy, please.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share a little bit about what we're doing with Capsule and the Bash platform, and learn a lot about the state of the ecosystem, the gaming ecosystem over in Pakistan. It's extremely exciting. You guys are really on a roller coaster in terms of the growth and opportunity there. Let me just share my screen, and I'll kick off with a little bit of a intro. Is that sharing?
Yeah, that's sharing.
Yep, that's sharing. Great, thanks for that. Okay, so just a quick, a brief intro about myself. I'm Paddy. My background is computer science and psychology, and I've been in product for 20 years. The majority of that time has been in Asia. I've spent 15 years in mainland China, and 5 years now, more recently in Hong Kong, and 10 years in gaming. So in gaming, I used to head up the mobile studio for a company called Zynga, which started off Farmville and Cityville and all of those great early Flash games, and really kicked along the free-to-play gaming industry with some really great best practices. And that's really put me in a very fortunate position to have worked with some amazing people, and also to help service over 50 million gamers internationally. A little fun fact, I attempted to write my first game when I was 7 years old on a Acorn Electron in BASIC, so that just gives you an insight into how old I am. Really great being part of the games industry. Super exciting to see where the industry is right now, and specifically what we are now focused on with Capsule and the Bash platform, and that is esports and mobile esports. I'd like to just run through what we're doing there. So Bash is our esports platform, and it's a mobile esports platform specifically focused on helping gamers connect and compete across any mobile game. So that means no dependency on developers to have APIs, no need to integrate with any SDKs from our side. All you need to do is have a game, and we can support it in terms of on our platform. We're currently focused on what we call the Greater Southeast Asia market. And so that Southeast Asia regions include, but also the greater part, we wrap in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau into that as well. And just an overview, there's over 500 million gamers in this market, and it's increasing rapidly. Things such as spend per spender are increasing, payment gateways are being consolidated. It's a really explosive market. And in competitive gaming specifically, there's over 180 million competitive gamers, and they're consuming content fast. And underpinning this is very much competitive play, and competitive play in the form of events, and more specifically tournaments. So tournaments are really driving growth. Now, what we saw in 2019, these numbers are for actually, we saw over $650 million US from brands sponsoring tournaments, but they're sponsoring the pro tournaments. They're sponsoring the tournaments at the semi-pro, the pro levels. But what most people don't know is there's over 10,000 tournaments happening every single day at the community level, at the grassroots level, by organizers, by these essentially entrepreneurs. And brands are missing the audiences that they are engaging with. And the reason is because they're fragmented. They're fragmented. They don't have a consolidated place to organize these tournaments, to organize these events, and and there's a lack of standards as well and quality control. You know, when we started off with Bash investigating this, we found that the majority of people creating tournaments were still using Microsoft Excel. So we have a bit of a running joke internally that Microsoft is the leading esports platform, which sounds a bit scary until you realize actually how they're creating these tournaments. And it's great to see some of the more PC-focused tools, such as what CGA have created with their service as well, to help offset that. So what we did, we created Bash, and it's a single platform that connects gamers and connects brands with organizers. And so what this means is that Bash acts as a nerve center for organizers to set up, create, promote tournaments in less than 60 seconds, or from their mobile device. So we know that mobile penetration in these markets are extremely high, as much as like 93% in some markets. So really we want to focus on that as the preferred tool. We also provide a cost-effective way for brands to engage with a very hard to reach audience. The Pakistan audience is a very young audience, as I believe it was just quoted. 60% are a younger demographic with a median of 23 years old. So that fits squarely in our target demographic as well. And they're notoriously hard to engage with. Trust relationships are really important to build there and cultivate there. So brands are finding it hard to get to build those early relationships. But via Bash, via our platform, they can do that by way of sponsoring the tournaments at the community level. And that really acts as Bash is really a facilitator. It's a facilitator for the players to compete in these tournaments, for the organizers to create these quality tournaments, for the fans to watch those tournaments through our platform and through other platforms, and through the brands to be able to engage with these audiences. So just a little bit about what we have achieved over the last 5 months. So we've had over 7,000 matches played on Bash across over 430 tournaments. That's been increasing month on month. We've got really accelerated growth here. We have access to over 12 million esports fans by way of our organizers, who each have their communities. We have affiliates who are exclusively creating content on Bash, and we've partnered with Riot Games as well to really help grow and drive their mobile IP throughout 2020, 2021. Around using tournaments as a way to really push that competitive play. So it's exciting there. We're fortunate enough, also fortunate to be part of Cyberport's incubation program. And we had support for the Bash Open, which concluded at the end of, at the start of December. The Bash Open was a tournament, online mobile-only tournament covering 2 different IP, Brawl Stars and Mobile Legends Bang Bang. We released this we're live in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, and Malaysia at the moment. And this is a tournament across all those different regions. We had support from Cyberport. We also had sponsorship from Razer and also from a local telco, CSL. We engaged with key influencers in each of those regions. So each of the 6 regions which we supported, we had influencers with at least 1 million followers for each of those influencers, and several shoutcasters as well who were commentating over the top of the tournament. And this is a community-focused tournament. And the reason we did this tournament was really as a way to showcase the talent that is at the community level. And this comes back to why we exist in the first place. And we're all about helping grow that next generation of athletes, and specifically esports athletes, and really elevating them to a hero status with our first set of stepping stones towards that path to becoming professional. And the Bash Open was a real showcase of that. We had over 1,700 participants in the tournament across the 6 different regions. I think the promo video had over almost 700 million views. We had the finals on the 12th of December, which was a 9-hour live stream of the finals as they all built up and the hype got greater and greater. And we had almost 120,000 views of those finals as well. So it's really testament to the power of community level tournaments. So we're really open to opportunities to work with anybody who's really focused on esports. In the end of the day, we believe that a rising tide lifts all boats, and the version of esports, I've been gaming for quite a while and seen multiple versions of esports. The current version of esports is really, there needs to be a cooperative, competitive nature, competitive demeanor, so to speak, between the companies. And we're really happy to help explore different opportunities to elevate the esports industry and provide that opportunity to get in front of and access the Gen Z audience. So if anybody does have any questions or interest, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to start up a new dialogue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paddy. That was really nice, and it was interesting. I mean, it was such a huge event that you recently held, and it's such huge attendance, and that too for 9 hours long live streaming, and that's very impressive. Now, may I please invite Mr. Mohammed Hamza from Esports Academy, Pakistan. Hamza, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me, Asim, and Pakistan Consulate, Hong Kong Consulate. Here I am presenting Esports Academy Pakistan. Esports Academy Pakistan is here in Pakistan to create awareness and opportunity for esports athletes in Pakistan. Esports Academy Pakistan is a platform for underdogs, for hidden talents to pursue esports as a career or pursue as a side career. In Pakistan, there is a lot of talent like Arslan and Sumel, but not everyone get a chance to pursue esports as a career or as a side career or pursue in an international arena. But here in Pakistan, Esports Academy doing everything to give them a chance, like, to give them an opportunity to play in international arena. How? We are a gaming school. We are partnered with Asia Pacific University, Malaysian University, top university of Malaysia. We are giving them a course and train them for international arena. In last week, like in December 2020, we organized Esports Festival, in which 4 games, Valor, Dota 2 and CSGO, in which everyone participated. Even Arslan Ash himself participated in this event, and obviously he won. So by this events, we took on board KFC, a non-tech brand, a food brand and food chain. And even they are seeing in Pakistan, like esports is something, there is a lot of talent. More than 1,000 participants join in this festival. More than 60 students already passed from our academy, and they are playing somewhere internationally in international teams in international arena. So, but even now we have a lot of market gap in Pakistan. Like we have a lot of, like 60% market in Pakistan, but we have very less resources. But so us in Pakistan, in our Hong Kong friend, we can do so many things together. So I obviously think like Pakistanis and Hong Kong together, we can achieve so much. So feel free to contact us. I will put my email in chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hamza. Now I would like to invite a leading esports expert from Pakistan, Mr. Mamoon Sabri. Mamoon, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Asim. Am I audible? I'm with you,
Yes,
audible. Okay, thank you. Just a quick introduction. I'm Mamoon. I've worked with, in a broadcasting capacity, most of the major esports brands across the world, including ESL, DreamHack, Faceit, and a few others in that regards. I've also been a consultant for pretty much every major esports event and project that has taken place in Pakistan over the past few years. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the market within esports in Pakistan, and over there I'll try to link it to everyone from Hong Kong who's presented so far individually as well, to make it slightly easier for you to understand. Firstly, though, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the teams and talent that we have, in terms of that with very little support, we've had teams in every major game being relevant internationally. For Dota, of course, you've had Sumail. For Tekken, there's Arslan Ash, but there's also big games like Counter-Strike, which are huge in Pakistan, but have very little to no support, which generally are marginalized in Asia regardless. And even there, we've had teams breaking it big. You have Valorant teams who are looking like they're going to be incredibly competitive. Now, the problem over here that comes in for you guys over at Hong Kong is you say, all right, that's fine, but how does that really help us? This is where we need to understand that Pakistan's esports viewership in particular is incredibly valuable to anyone who's hosting tournaments, because this is viewership who is generally speaking English, who will understand an English broadcast, and who are also going to be coming en masse to be supporting your tournaments. It's very similar to the Brazilian phenomenon that we've seen in League of Legends and Counter-Strike and global esports, which is where a very sports crazy community will get incredibly invested based off of nationalistic feelings into watching an esports broadcast. That's what Pakistan also actually has to offer. And we've seen a huge growth within Middle East and South Asia over the past year in mobile esports viewership of 600%, and something similar to that has happened in Pakistan as well. Now, the nice thing is that we're at the precipice of massive growth, but we actually haven't gotten to the point where costs are soaring compared to other South Asian countries and compared to other countries within the region. This is where, if you look over towards esports tournaments, the average prize pool in most South Asian, Middle Eastern tournaments for the biggest event that you could possibly host, which will get all of the teams, so a tier 1 event, would be a prize pool of $25,000 and above. In Pakistan, for PC games, it's about $3,500. For mobile games, you can get all of the best esports teams with a prize pool of just $8,000. And this is where it becomes incredibly important that linkages between Hong Kong tournaments and Pakistani tournaments can be established. This is where, you can start looking over towards tournaments that recently, for example, Cyber Game Arena put up, where you guys had the Valorant Ignition series for, I believe it was for Hong Kong and Chinese Taiwan. And this is where, the viewership peaked at 11,000 viewers, and the average viewership was 2,500 viewers. Now, if you compare this towards Pakistani audiences that are available, we have about 500,000 people who regularly watch Twitch within Pakistan, international streams, English streams. If you're transferring that audience slowly in towards your own market, you're making yourself much more exposed towards Western sponsors, because one issue that Southeast Asia and the greater Southeast Asian market has generally had is that there's a lot of fragmentation in language speaking. So to actually access and to actually have a broadcast that is suitable for all different languages is incredibly difficult, because you have to ramp up the cost exponentially. In comparison, even if you just have an English broadcast that doesn't specifically cater to a specific language, you're propping up your English broadcast. This is incredibly important because it increases your discoverability on platforms like YouTube and Twitch, and gives much better access to Western sponsors to give you money for your tournament. And look, we all know this already. 76% of esports revenue globally is from sponsorships. The vast majority of the $1.1 billion of revenue of esports in 2020 was from sponsorships. And that is going to be true for the foreseeable future, although there are being moves to change that. But we have to keep that in mind. Now, over here, if you look over towards tournaments where Brazilian teams, for example, are playing, you look at immediate viewership spikes of between 100,000 viewers to 300,000 viewers to even 500,000 viewers in the case of major events. The Brazilian marketplace is just slightly more advanced than Pakistan because of the investment that's been put into there. And this is a huge opportunity for Hong Kong markets to tap into not just a different market for them to profit off of and make revenues off of, but also a market that it really helps supplement them in a huge capacity. And this is where, there's a huge amount of investment opportunity. And I'll talk a little bit more about the costs now specifically, which is where if you want to run an esports team from Pakistan and you want to really kick off the viewership on that regards, the average salary of an esports team, and keep in mind that a lot of esports teams aren't getting those kinds of salaries completely, is $2,500 a year. That's nothing compared to most esports professional players. In the West, top players are generally making between $20,000 to $30,000 a month. That's enough to fund 2 teams an entire year of the very highest level of Pakistani caliber. This is where you're really, really have to be incredibly careful entering the Pakistani market, though, that you come into contact with the right people, that you're really going in the right direction. But if you're actually able to break into it, it's huge, especially for mobile registrations. Now, this is where I'll link it to Bash and Paddy. This is where your point comes in earlier, that Bash, their tournament, as you mentioned, it had about 1,700 plus registrations for your mobile event. In Pakistan, for one single game, for PUBG Mobile, for the Do Gamers Arena 2020 that happened last year, we had, I believe it was over 12,000 participants just for that. Sorry, 12,000 teams participating rather, which is 4 people per team. So nearly 50,000 participants for one major event. So the kind of marketplace access that you're getting into is huge, especially when you consider that most of these people have disposable income, because the entertainment spend in Pakistan isn't actually that high amongst the median age, because there isn't that much to spend on, because the entertainment hours produced by a lot of our media industry are slightly lower, which makes it a huge marketplace for you to be able to get into and get massive amounts of viewing hours, massive amounts of registrations, monetization with people who have disposable income. And all that it really takes is significantly lower prices to entry. I know everyone's from Pakistan has so far talked about how fantastic the gaming industry is, and it is, trust me, but the esports industry is no less, and you really, really do want to get into it. And if you want to be able to connect to the relevant parties, relevant people, you can always just get in touch with me. And really, that's all I have, because Pakistan is definitely the place for you to go to solve a lot of the problems that are existing in Asia right now.
Thank you, Mamoon. That was really impressive. You just gave us an entire picture of esports industry in Pakistan, and you have boosted confidence of quite a lot of Hong Kongers here. Thank you. Can I please now ask Mr. Salman Fahim to, because he just wanted to say something. Mr. Salman, the floor is yours, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I am Salman Fahim from Pakistan. It was very informative and interesting session for me. I would like to tell that gaming is gaining a lot of momentum in Pakistan. We keep on organizing various local competition events. Partnering with gaming societies in Hong Kong will be an exciting opportunity, and we are looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Salman. Thank you for your comments, and they were really exciting by themselves. Thank you all. It goes without saying that gaming industry is no more a child's play. There has been a drastic shift in gaming from a major leisure activity to a business avenue. It is now more than ever at the heart of the entertainment business. Modern games are a veritable work of art with insanely immersive experience and intricately woven plots. Pixels and gameplay are telling an altogether different story now ever than before. Pakistani gaming industry has already made quite a lot of quick wins, and I think they are enough to spark investor confidence in Pakistan. And from this session, I would definitely say that we will soon have a B2B follow-up meeting with these promising remarks. I would like to invite Mr. Consul General, His Excellency Bilal Ahmed Bhatt, for closing remarks. Sir, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Asim. Thank you, all of you. From all the presentations and briefs, what we have gathered is that it is no denying the fact that tremendous potential exists in the areas of esports and VGaming. But harnessing the potential requires the right kind of interventions and support. And I am sanguine that a focused approach can result in substantial gains for Pakistan in terms of earning of much needed foreign exchange. I hope that the information given by the participants in the briefings and the presentation would bring Pakistani and Hong Kong companies more closer. And I hope that this webinar would also provide an opportunity to entrepreneurs from both sides to work more closely by capitalizing on their respective strengths. Consulate General offers an unconditional support in bridging the gap between the two counterparts. I also ensure all of you, my dear friends, that we will hold a series of webinars on IT and IT-enabled services to explore further business opportunities and collaboration between the two nations. And at the end, felicitations to my Stala team led by Mr. Asim Malik, who is a consul in Consulate General of Pakistan in Hong Kong, Mr. Ali Awan, TDO, Trade Development Officer, Mr. Keela, Trade Coordinator, Ms. Edda, our Public Relation Officers, and all the other support staff in the Consulate General for putting in tremendous amount of hard work and brilliantly coordinating the entire event. Thank you very much, all of you, and looking forward to see you very soon, inshallah. Pakistan, Paindabad. Thank you.